I'm Paige, and I'm going to take you through a 20-ish minute stretch and restore. We're going to move really slow, just with the intention of getting out of our heads and into our bodies. So come into a seat. I'm going to sit on a cushion. If you have a pillow, a cushion, a folded blanket, sit on that. Elevate your hips. That'll help take the tension off of your knees and your hips. Once you're in that elevated seat, you'll also notice that you can create some length through your spine. Let your hands rest on your knees, maybe in your lap. And we'll mark the start of our practice with 3 rounds of breath. Deep breath in through your nose. Big sigh out of the mouth. Breath in. Big breath out. Let something go. Deep breath in. Big sigh out. From here, just arrive onto the mat. You might close your eyes or gaze down at the ground, softening your vision so that the edges are kind of blurred and you're just sitting, maybe even floating in the moment. If you need some ideas for where to place your hands, first just notice where they land intuitively. Face down, face up, in your lap, what feels natural. In yoga, we often use face down as a gesture of grounding and face up as a gesture of receiving. So if you're feeling all over the place, maybe face down. If you're feeling like you're in need of energy, face up. Let yourself land here. Feel your body breathing for you. And even in this moment, scan from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head, noticing opportunities to soften. What can you let go of? With your shoulders heavy, your elbows heavy, stay right in this seated position. We'll stay here for 1 more minute. Just allowing ourselves to arrive into our practice with ease. As I mentioned, we'll be moving really, really slowly today. Putting ourselves in a position of allowing rather than chasing. So we'll lean less into your muscular energy, more into your capacity to be present, to be right here, right where you are. Trusting that you are exactly where you need to be. Take a few more intentional breaths, embracing your breath's natural rhythm. Feeling your breath move throughout your body. And then take whatever you're seated on and push it over to the side, maybe to the front of your space, and meet me in a tabletop position. So shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Your toes can be tucked or untucked. Take a deep breath in, drop your belly down towards the mat. This is cow pose. We're stretching out the front line of your body here. So pretend like you're pulling your heart through your shoulders, lifting your chin, looking straight forward. Another breath in. And then on your breath out, do the opposite. So round your spine, press into the mat, tuck your chin, and then think about sending the back of your heart towards the ceiling. Inhale, cow pose. Moving to the beat of your breath, almost as if you're in slow motion. And then on your exhale, cat pose. Round into yourself, turning your focus inward. One more together. Deep breath in, drop your belly, cow pose. Breath out for cat. From here, come back to a neutral spine. You can either continue with those cat cows, or maybe you start to draw circles with your hips, gently warming up your hips. I also feel a little bit of a warm up in my wrist when I do this. So take it 3 times to the right, and then 3 times to the left. And once you've done that, back to that tabletop position, and then come onto a seat. I'm gonna face y'all, but you can stay right where you are on your mat. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Let your knees spread out wide. We're coming into butterfly pose. Right away, you'll notice a stretch across your hips and your groin. You control the intensity of this. So maybe you keep your legs in towards your body, intensifying the stretch. Maybe you scoot your heels a little bit further away from you, and then just focus on finding some depth that way. Notice what feels better. It could be different than it was yesterday, and that's totally okay. Take a deep breath in, breath out, always finding opportunities to let go. From here, you can either opt for stillness, that is always an option, or if you're itching for movement, find some length through your spine, and then draw semicircles across the front of your body. So over to the left, over to the right, noticing how this feels for your anatomy. Taking it nice and slow. It feels natural for me to put my hands on my ankles. You might find that it feels natural on your toes, maybe on your shins. It might even feel better to just have your spine up nice and long, focusing on the stretch itself. Let your body rest in this butterfly pose for the next few moments. Taking every inhale as an opportunity to assess, arrive, every exhale as an opportunity to release something that doesn't belong in this moment. You are exactly where you need to be. So how can you use your breath, use your body to make it meaningful? Once you've drawn those semicircles, if you want more, you might even start to fold forward, folding from your hips, maybe a slight round in your back. Just notice what feels good, what doesn't, and then also where your breath is and where it isn't. Stay really connected to a very deep inhale and exhale, maybe even letting them match in length. Somewhere between 5 to 7 seconds might feel good. Inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5. Take one more round of breath. Let your inhale match the length of your exhale. Overall, just slowing down your breathing rate, that helps to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. So shifting your body from a state of stress into a state of rest and relaxation. From here, you can start to crawl yourself up if you're in a fold. Place your hands on the outer parts of your thighs. Let that support you as you lean back and bring your knees in towards each other. Give yourself some time. From here, place your hands behind you. Spread your legs apart. Plant the soles of your feet at the front of your space. Let your knees drop over to the left. Take a breath in and then bring your knees back up through center and let your knees drop over to the right on your breath out. So take that nice and easy to the beat of your own breath. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale over to the left or right. It's a very repetitive movement, so it might feel natural, or I would empower you to close your eyes. And then flow through the seated windshield wipers on each side one more time. So inhale back up through center and go over to the left or right, whatever side you're on. And then we'll do the other. From here, bring your knees back through center. So they're back up, soles of your feet are flat on the mat. From here, I'm gonna turn to match y'all, but then start to come onto your back. So your feet are in front of you, arms are out in front of you. Lower yourself onto the mat. Once you're there, keep your knees bent. Bring the soles of your feet in towards your body. Lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Keep that right foot flexed. Hook your right ankle to the top of your left thigh. You can either stay right here or grab your right hand, pull it through the hole that your right leg and left leg are creating. Right hand comes here, left hand comes around. Pull your leg in toward your body. Keep your right foot flexed. If it's more comfortable, you might even grab onto your left shin. And just notice how this feels in your body. Give yourself a soft space to land. Gently lower your left foot to the mat. And then with that hook in your legs, let both of your knees fall over to the right. Keep both shoulders planted on the mat, arms wherever it feels natural out to the sides, maybe placed on your body. So we kept that reclined pigeon with your legs, and then we added a twist onto that. If this twist is not doing it for you, you can stack your knees together and then let them fall over to the right. Take a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, start to unravel. So untwist yourself. Bring your knees back in through center. Set your feet back on the mat. So the soles of your feet grounded in the mat, right back to where we started. Lift your left leg up this time, extending your left foot towards the ceiling. Hook your left ankle to the top of your right thigh. Let yourself rest here. If this is where you stayed last time, see how it feels here. Otherwise, you can bring your left hand through the hole that your left leg, right leg are creating. Grab for your hamstring. Right arm comes around, grabs for the same thing. Maybe this grip feels good. If not, try the shin. It might feel a little bit more comfortable. Just depends on your body, your anatomy, how it feels today. It might be different than yesterday. Deep breath in. Take a breath out. As you hold this reclining pigeon, let gravity do the work. Let time allow your body to soften, to unravel. So focus on holding the shape, yes, but also holding on to that deep rhythm of breathing. Every breath out, what can you let go of? What does not belong in this moment? Let your right foot lower onto the mat. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll find that twist. So keep that hook in your legs. Let your legs fall over to the left. Both shoulders stay planted on the mat. If this is uncomfortable, you already know where to go. Stack your knees on top of each other. Let them fall over to the left. Same rules apply. Shoulders stay planted. Hands wherever it feels good. From here, we'll gently start to unravel on your next breath in. So take your time, bringing both knees back up towards the ceiling, letting both feet plant on the mat. From here, bring your knees in towards your chest. Spread your knees to the width of your shoulders, and you can either stay here for happy baby. The next option would be to bring the soles of your feet to touch once again for a different variation of happy baby, letting your hands wrap around the knife edge, the pinky toe side of your foot, pulling the instep of each foot in toward your body. If this feels good and this is where you want to stay here. Otherwise, you can always come into happy baby, letting the soles of your feet face the ceiling. Pressing your tailbone into the mat. Letting your knees lower towards the mat. It could feel good to grab for the outer side of each foot. Maybe the inner part of each foot feels better, more grounding. We'll stay here for about 1 more minute. If any other shape comes to mind that you want to use to round out your practice, think about whatever might bring you ease. So it can be this happy baby. It can be a variation of that twist that we just did. It could be anything else. close your eyes, soften your gaze, turn your focus inward, and listen to what your body is calling out for. Continue breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth to release, out through your nose to ground. And then wherever you are, release your grip of your body. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself one big tight squeeze. And then find a resting position. So it might feel good to have your legs out long, arms out long. Maybe this is where you stay. If this feels uncomfortable for your low back, you might bend both knees and find a final resting position here with your knees pointed up towards the ceiling, or maybe even in towards each other. Wherever you are in that resting position, come back to your knees in towards your chest. And then slowly rock yourself up to a seat. We'll end our practice the same way we started. Back in that easy pose, cross-legged. Back in that easy pose with your legs crossed, hands on your knees. If you want to elevate your seat, feel free to do that. We'll take 3 rounds of breath to mark the end of our practice. So deep breath in through your nose. Breath out of your mouth. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Last one, deep breath in. Breath out. As you ease back into your day, I hope that peace and presence follows you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me, and until next time.